18 years ago, on a blustery winter afternoon, Maura Murray warmed up her 1996 Saturn sedan and drove off the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, campus, and vanished. She was never heard from or seen again.
Somebody has a missing piece to this puzzle, and maybe they don't even know it.
The evidence in this missing persons case is minute, but a plethora of skepticism remains. February 9, 2004, Maura Murray began packing for a road trip. Like most young college students, she brought along clothes, toiletries, some of her college textbooks, and her favorite stuffed animal. Maura spent some time online, searching and printing out directions to the Berkshires, as well as Vermont. She also called a New Hampshire condominium association, inquiring about renting a place that her and her family had vacationed in the past. Maura reached out to her boyfriend, through both email and telephone, and left messages, promising to speak to him the same day. Maura then emailed a supervisor of the University of Massachusetts, Amherst Nursing College, explaining that she would be away from her studies for a week, as she would be out of town to attend a funeral due to a death in the family, and drove off the campus parking lot. The following evening, around dinner time, Fred Murray, Maura's father, received a call from the authorities regarding not only the minor accident, but to inform him of the now missing persons case. This is the haunting case of Maura Murray. Maura was born on May 4, 1982, in Hanson, Massachusetts. She was raised in a Catholic household, living mostly with her mother, after the divorce of her parents, at the age of 6. Maura attended Whitman Hanson Regional High School, where she ran track for the school, becoming one of the high school's star athletes. Maura would then apply for, and be accepted into the United States Military Academy, in New York, studying chemical engineering for a year. After her freshman year, Maura would transfer to the University of Massachusetts, Amherst, to conquer her dream of one day becoming a nurse. Maura seemed to be enjoying the college life. She had a longtime boyfriend, Bill, whom she had been discussing marrying during the Christmas holiday season. They made it a point to talk often, when they were not visiting each other, as their relationship had become long distance, temporarily, while she was away studying. Everything seemed to be going accordingly, until February 9, 2004, although no one would be aware that anything was amiss, until the following evening. This is the short timeline of events, recorded in the police reports. February 9, 2004, at 7:27 p.m., a Woodsville, New Hampshire resident heard a loud thump outside of her home. As she looked out the window, she could see that a car had went off the road, along the road she lived on. The witness called the Grafton County Sheriff's Office to let them know that a vehicle had went off the road and was lodged into a snowbank, headed west, on the east side of State Route 112. About the same time, another neighbor notices the accident, only this time they observe someone walking around the vehicle. The woman whom first reported the accident observed yet another witness pull up to the scene of the accident. Butch Atwood, a local school bus driver, who lives about 100 yards from the crash site, discovered Maura's disabled car while returning home from taking students on a skiing trip. Atwood noted that Murray did not appear intoxicated or upset at the time, but seemed to be very cold and shivering. He offered to call the police for her. However, Maura sharply insisted that he did not, as she had already called AAA, and would wait for them. He alleges he tried to get her into the bus, but Maura declined. Atwood then continued to his home, and at 7:43 p.m., made a call to Toddy Police for help. Ash knew there was no cellular service in the area for her to report the accident. At 7:46 p.m., official police log say the first officer arrived at the scene, reporting the damaged vehicle, but no Maura Murray. In a report, the officer stated that the vehicle had struck a tree, damaging the vehicle's left front headlight. The officer noted that the radiator had been pushed into the engine's fan, rendering it inoperable. The officer then noticed a small rag stuffed into the car's muffler. The windshield was cracked on the driver's side, both front airbags were deployed, and that the vehicle had been locked. The officer also noticed a red liquid, both inside and outside the vehicle, assuming it to be red wine. Her belongings were still located inside of the vehicle, but her debit card and cell phone were not found in or around the car, and have not been located since then. Between 8 and 8:30 p.m., another witness said he was also passing through the area, and alleges he saw a young person, moving very quickly, on foot, eastbound, along Route 112, just 4 to 5 miles from the accident site. The individual reported that the person was wearing a dark-colored jacket, with a light-colored hood. This information, however, was not reported until months later when the gentleman was going through his work service invoices, realizing the young person he saw could have been Maura, as it was not only the same day as the accident, but also the same time. He then called the authorities, who believed the man to be credible. Around 8:49 p.m., the evening of the accident, Maura's car was towed from the scene, and at 9:30 p.m., the officer had cleared the scene. The following day, at 12:36 p.m., a be on the lookout was issued for Maura. This would be the evening her father learned of the situation, and he would arrive in New Hampshire before dawn the next day. Maura's father, police, and search and rescue dogs headed out into the open, looking for any clues they could find. The dogs were able to track Maura's scent from one of her gloves, which led about 100 yards away from the accident site, but lost track shortly after. On February 11, 2004, Maura's boyfriend, Bill, arrived in New Hampshire to aid in the search for Maura. He informed authorities that during his flight, he had turned his cell phone service off, and that upon turning it on, he had been left a voicemail of what he could only describe as Maura sobbing. The number was traced back to an American Red Cross issued calling card. Maura's father would eventually have to return home, after weeks of searching for his daughter, but would return each and every weekend to continue the search for her, uncovering any clues he could.
That she wants to come home and be buried in her hometown, and she can't. She's buried up here, and I need help. I need help.
There have been an ample amount of questionable issues related to the police department handling the search, as well as issues with public documents being withheld from the evening the accident took place to now almost 18 years later, which is where Maura's case takes a haunting turn. The Maura Murray case was officially the first true crime case to torment the online world. Facebook being only days old, armchair detectives and internet sleuths got right to work, doing anything they could to help bring Maura home. Some of the breaks in the case has been extremely helpful, while others are downright disturbing. Still to this day, there are many unanswered questions regarding this case. The earliest tip came in November 2005, when an internet account, using the name Tom Davis, used the website Not Without Peril, a website dedicated to information on clues to find missing Maura, to let the world know he had seen a black backpack behind a rest station, approximately 30 miles from the scene of her disappearance. Police said they were aware, but would not comment on the fact as to if it belonged to Maura, or had any significance in the case. October 2006, volunteers led a 2-day search within a few-mile radius of where Maura's car was found. They were able to finally search and remove part of the home's floors and walls in an A-frame house located 1/10 of a mile from her car. Cadaver dogs went crazy in some of the areas of the home. However, all that was found were pieces of old pottery. The famous A-frame home was the location where, earlier in the investigation, a man came forward with an old rusty knife, claiming it was the murder weapon used by his brother to kill Maura. Officers had also removed an area of carpeting from the home shortly after her disappearance. However, those results were never made public. It was later found that he had came forward only to try and receive the reward being offered, as he was a drug addict. Once the family moved from the home, Maura's father was finally able to enter the home to search. Although nothing was found relating to her case, it was a relief to know she was not left buried where the cadaver dogs had hid the few weeks after her disappearance. The next troubled evidence came in the form of a YouTube channel. The eerie similarities in the username sparked a discussion online, as viewers noted that the numerical part to the username matched the state route that Maura went missing on, and then dirtbag, referring to what Maura's father referred to those involved in his daughter's disappearance. Before assumptions could begin, it became evident that this channel would be related to Maura, as the 4 videos would show. The first 3 videos, only seconds long, show some kind of Morse code signal, a lodging ticket from the very time and area Maura went missing from, as well as a video showing State Route 112. The fourth, and most disturbing video of them all, is of 112 dirtbag himself hysterically laughing, as he is sitting in what appears to be a very dimly lit basement. The video lasts about 1 minute, with his laughing getting louder, and at the very end, a happy anniversary message appears along the screen. The video was uploaded 1 day before the anniversary date of her disappearance. 13 years into the missing persons case, the authorities released footage from a nearby ATM that showed the last moments Maura would be caught on camera or video. Approximately 10 minutes after she drove off the UMass campus parking lot, Maura stopped at a local ATM machine and withdrew $280. The video is put together using 4 still photos from the surveillance camera in the ATM's lobby. Our last, and most recent piece of evidence, also arrived in the way of a YouTube video. Although this user does not have a username that relates to Maura's case, the one video uploaded to the account sure did, as it showed a video uploaded just last year, although the footage is dated 2016, and is regarding where they have Maura. What do you think happened to Maura after she walked away from her vehicle the night of the accident? Do you think she vanished, trying to start a new life somewhere, or do you think something more sinister happened here? This has been the missing persons case of Maura Murray. If you have any information regarding Maura or the case, please reach out to your local authorities, or directly to the New Hampshire Police Department. If you liked this video, please show your support by subscribing below.